A Marine veteran faced an unbelievable ordeal when he and his loyal service dog were denied entry onto an airplane. However, what unfolded next left everyone in shock. Captain Jason Carter had never felt more frustrated or helpless as he pleaded with a flight attendant to allow his service dog to board the plane. He couldn't understand why they were being so stubborn. As a service dog, Axel had the right to accompany his human wherever he went, including on a plane. It was the law, and the airline was not exempt from following it. Besides, Jason had all the documents to prove that Axel wasn't just any pet, but a working dog. Yet, the flight attendant kept blocking his way. "You either leave the dog, or none of you flies," she barked. Frustrated but determined, Jason stood his ground. Passengers began to notice the commotion, and a few stepped forward to support him. Among them was a young woman named Rachel, a journalist who began recording the incident, vowing to expose the airline's mistreatment of a veteran. As tensions grew, Axel suddenly became agitated, pulling Jason toward a nearby gate. Puzzled, Jason followed. It wasn't like his dog to shy away from confrontation, especially when they were well within their rights. Then, Jason and his wife noticed a distressed child, separated from her parents, crying inconsolably. Axel, sensing the child's distress, calmed her down. Jason quickly located the parents, who were also searching for her. They thanked Jason and showered Axel with affection and treats. This act of kindness caught the attention of many onlookers, further highlighting Axel's importance. Still, the flight attendant seemed indifferent, insisting that the dog would not be allowed on board. Just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get worse, another twist unfolded. A well-dressed man approached, introducing himself as Robert, an executive from a rival airline. He had witnessed the ordeal and offered Jason and his family seats on their next flight, ensuring that Axel would be treated with respect. Grateful but still angry, Jason accepted the offer. With new tickets in hand, Jason and his family made their way to the new boarding gate. Relief washed over them, but it was tinged with apprehension. The airline had promised better treatment, but Jason remained on edge, constantly scanning the environment, a habit ingrained from years of military service. As they settled into their seats, a flight attendant immediately recognized Axel's role and reassured Jason, offering her personal commitment to ensure their flight would be smooth. This gesture brought a momentary sense of peace. The plane took off, and for the first time in days, Jason allowed himself to relax, as much as his anxiety would allow. Captain Jason Carter was no ordinary man. As a Marine veteran who had completed 3 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, he had seen and experienced more than most people could imagine. But the toughest battle he fought was not on the front lines, but within his own mind. Jason, now turning 34 on the 4th of July, was a living testament to resilience. Living in Virginia with his wife Elizabeth and their 3 lively children, Jason's life seemed idyllic from the outside. However, beneath the surface, he grappled daily with the invisible wounds of war, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. His savior came in the form of Axel, a German shepherd trained specifically to help him cope with the relentless anxiety and panic attacks that plagued him. Axel was not just a pet, he was a lifeline. The bond between them was deep, forged through countless hours of training and mutual reliance. Axel could sense the onset of panic attacks and would immediately ground Jason with his presence, providing a sense of security no human could offer. His keen instincts had undoubtedly saved Jason's life multiple times. One Sunday afternoon, while playing with his children, Jason received a call from an old military friend, Mike, inviting him to a reunion in California. The idea of reconnecting with his comrades filled Jason with excitement and apprehension. He knew Axel would be essential for the journey. On the day of their departure, the family headed to the airport, but things began to go awry at the check-in counter. Airline staff, unfamiliar with service animal regulations, questioned Axel's certification despite Jason presenting all the necessary documentation. Only Robert's intervention saved Jason from a heated fight with the airline. However, tranquility was short-lived. Mid-flight, Axel became restless, something Jason rarely saw. The dog's agitation put Jason on high alert. He noticed a passenger acting strangely, repeatedly glancing toward the cockpit and fidgeting nervously. Jason's instincts screamed that something was wrong. Axel, previously trained as a sniffer dog, might have smelled something dangerous. Discreetly, Jason alerted the flight attendant, who promised to investigate. Moments later, the captain announced an unscheduled landing due to a security concern. Anxiety rippled through the cabin as the plane descended rapidly, landing in an isolated section of an unfamiliar airport. Law enforcement officers boarded swiftly, detaining the suspicious passenger, who was smuggling illegal substances. Thanks to Axel's keen senses and Jason's quick thinking, the plan was foiled. As the ordeal concluded, the passengers began to see Jason and Axel as heroes. The flight resumed without incident, and they finally landed in California, where Jason's old unit greeted them with applause. The reunion was emotional, but the twists didn't end there. Several of Jason's comrades revealed they had faced similar challenges with their service dogs on different airlines. This revelation fueled Jason's determination to advocate for change. During the reunion, General Thompson, a high-ranking military official, approached Jason, impressed by his leadership on the plane. The general offered him a position in a new initiative aimed at improving the lives of veterans dealing with PTSD. Determined to make a difference, Jason accepted. Jason's campaign, inspired by his recent experience, gained momentum, eventually evolving into the hashtag veteran rights, advocating for policy changes to protect veterans and their service animals. As he continued his work, an internal memo from an airline discriminating against service animals was leaked, causing public outrage. This bolstered Jason's campaign, providing evidence of the systemic issues that needed to be addressed. Jason's efforts culminated in a landmark meeting with key policymakers in Washington, D.C., where he presented his case. With overwhelming public support, new regulations were drafted, ensuring the rights of veterans and their service animals. As Jason's advocacy grew, threats against him and his family emerged. Determined, Jason continued his mission, and with the support of the public, veterans, and even some airline executives, significant reforms were enacted. Through it all, Axel remained by his side, their bond unshakable, proving that service animals are more than companions. They are lifelines. Thanks for joining us for this astonishing tale. What do you think of service animals? Would you have fought as hard as Jason if you were in his shoes? We're eager to hear your reactions. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure to like and subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories.